Hey everyone, welcome back to Chart Stoppers. Before we get into today's stock, I just need to remind everyone that this channel is about looking at different stocks and mapping out their key support and resistance areas on their daily charts. Also, we will be identifying any trends a stock is in and any key technical patterns we can find on their charts. Don't forget this channel is for educational purposes only, and I am not advocating to buy or sell any of the securities talked about on this channel. But I am here to point out key factors on the charts that do impact the price action of a stock. Also, I provided a link in the description for Webull. You could use it to start an account and you'll get 2 free stocks. And also don't forget, we will be doing 3 videos per week on 3 different stocks. So if you have a recommendation for a video, leave a comment below and I will try to get to it. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and have your notifications on so you don't miss out on any new content here. Okay, so let's take a look at the market today. Today is November 29th, 2021. It is the start of a new week. It is Monday. We did have a long weekend after the Thanksgiving holiday. We had a half day on Friday. So this is the start of a new full week. And you could see here after Friday, the big sell-off we had because of the new fears of this new variant of COVID. After the big sell-off, we came in this week, starting this week, and we have a nice day today. The market is recovering. The S&P finished the day up 1.21%. The Dow finished the day up 0.62%, and the Nasdaq led the way up 1.88% today. So hopefully this is the start of the end of the year rally we've all been waiting for. And we will see what the rest of the week brings. So hopefully everyone has a good rest of the week. And we'll take a look at the stock I wanted to get into today. Today I'm going to be covering Amazon. Amazon finished the day at $3,560.52. It was up 1.63% today. In the past week, this stock is pretty much flat, down 0.7%. In the past month, Amazon is up 6.92% in the past month. In the past 3 months, it is up 6.05%. And going back a year, Amazon is up 10.97%. So, a stock like Amazon only being up under 11% going back a year, that is not good for Amazon. It is lagging all the other big tech stocks like Apple, Microsoft, and Google and Facebook. So it does have some ground to make up for. And as you could see, going back a year, let's find out what price it was trading at this time last year. So let's see. November 29th, here is where it was trading at. And you could see the price it was trading at is around $3,200 right in here. So this is where we were at on the chart this time last year. So not much has changed. You could see, we've been stuck in this channel for a long time trading sideways in between that $3,000 mark and this $3,500 mark. Okay, that has been the support at $3,000 and the resistance at $3,560 here. And that is where I have my support and resistance lines. You could see we have broken out a couple times here. Once was back in July through August, right before earnings. And after that earnings report, you could see the big decline in price because they did miss their revenue on that earnings report. So we had a big decline. We fell from that all-time high. We did have an all-time high right before that earnings report of $3,773. And we reached that on, let's see here, July 13th of 2021, so earlier this year. And shortly after reaching that all-time high, they came out with their earnings report on July 29th. Like I said, they missed their revenue, coming in at $113 billion, which was short of the estimates, and the stock did decline, falling all the way to around $3,175, where it did bottom out and finally reverse from that big decline here. You could see that's where the support came in, and it looks like that has become the new support. It didn't fall all the way down to that $3,000 support, so it looks like Amazon is creating a new support around that $3,175 dollar support line. Okay, we did break out of this resistance at 3,560. We retested that all-time high, didn't quite make it all the way up there, but we did make it very close, and got up there for about a day, and then the stock promptly sold off. Now we are right back below that resistance point, looking like the stock wants to make another move above there and start to break out above there permanently. So we're going to take a look and break down this chart and see what we could find here for this potential breakout. So like I said, looking at this chart, starting at the top, I have my resistance point at $3,733. That is where it's going to want to get up to. We're going to want to see a daily candle close above there if we want to see it move on to a new all-time high. We've never seen this stock close above $3,733. We've seen it go above there intraday. We've even seen it open above there on this candle right here. That was on July 12th, but we've never seen a close above that price point. Okay, so if we want to see a new all-time high, we're going to want to see a daily candle close above there, and we should see a new all-time high shortly after that. Now going down our chart, like I said, $3,560 is our resistance. We have struggled to get past that a lot of times here. You could see on the chart, starting back in September of 2020 is the first time we hit that, got rejected off of it, and then we came close to hitting it right in here in October. Didn't quite make it up there, also got rejected, had a reversal, and then we kind of just churned around, traded sideways right under that mark, and then we had a retest right here in April of 2021, right after that correction that we saw in the NASDAQ earlier this year, when the stock did bottom out earlier this year. Okay, we had a big correction, and then you saw this stock get under that $3,000 mark right in here, where we saw the stock make its lows of 2021, which was $2,881, which it hit on March 5th of 2021 earlier this year. So it went from there, and then we had a retest of that resistance point, which we hit on April 30th. Got rejected again. We were only up there for about a day, and then we fell back down. Finally, we were able to reverse from that that support of 3,175, like I talked about earlier. We broke through right before earnings. Like I said, we had that run up right before this earnings report. This was 2 earnings reports ago. This wasn't our last earnings report. This was 2 earnings reports ago. This was back in August or late July, and we had that big run up. Okay, people were expecting a very good earnings report, and they ended up missing their earnings report. So the stock sold off heavily. I think we had a 7% decline in after hours after that earnings report. So that's how bad it got that night after the earnings report came out, after they missed their revenue, because you're not expecting that from a company like Amazon to miss on their revenue. And they did, and the stock sold off heavily. Okay, so we saw them fall back down to that support of 3,175. We did not see them fall below there, though. We even had a double bottom down here shortly after bottoming out for that earnings report. We had a little bit of a run up before the latest earnings report we saw. You could see right here. And then this latest earnings report, they missed their revenue again. Okay, so we had a little bit of a run up. They had their earnings report, and then they missed their revenue again. So that caused another decline in the stock. However, this time the stock did not fall back down to that support line here at 3,175. It just kind of sat right right in this area right here around 3,300. And then now it has recovered and it's on its way back up towards that all-time high. Like I said, it's just sitting right below our resistance point at that 35.60, and it's looking like it wants to break out above there. It's been above there, but this recent correction we've been having in the market with these new fears of this new COVID variant and this sell-off we've been having has caused it to drop below here. But now with the market picking back up, and the overreaction to that news looks like it wants to break out above there. All right. Now let's take a look at our moving averages on our chart and see what those are looking like and see what we could find on those. Now you can see here, our 200-day moving average here in the yellow is way down here, and it looks like it's running through the bottoms of our, or it's running through the lows of our chart here. So we're well above our 200-day moving average. We're well above our 50-day here in the dark blue. So we're looking good on that. And it looks like our 21-day moving average on our daily chart here in the light blue is acting as support through this rally we've had since bottoming out after this latest earnings. So you could see when the stock bottomed out after this latest earnings report, our 21-day moving average has been acting as support on the way up here. And you could see on this was Friday's candle, this big red candle here, when the stock sold off, it bottomed out at the 21-day moving average. So that's where it stopped selling off at. The 21-day moving average acted as support, and it looks like we bounced off of that, okay? Now it looks like our 8-day moving average might be acting as a little resistance here in the white, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. And hopefully we could break through there and we could get past this resistance and move up to this 37.30 point to move on to new all-time highs. Now let's take a look at our weekly chart, see what we could find here. And you could see it looks like our 50-period moving average on our weekly chart here in the blue has been acting as support for our weekly candles. You could see that pretty much covers our lows on the weekly chart, and that's been supporting us all the way through. Now, we see our 21-period moving average up here. It looks like we're above that, so that's holding us up also. And our 8-period moving average here in the white is also supporting us. So we don't have any overhead resistance from any moving averages on our weekly chart, so that is a good thing. And I just wanted to show another thing. Let me get rid of our moving averages. We do have a nice little trend we've been on our weekly chart also. So we've been on a nice little uptrend. Let me change the color here so you guys could see that better. I'll put it in green. It looks like on our weekly chart, we've been on a nice little uptrend. So looking at our trend here, you could see the trend that this stock has been following since breaking past this $3,000 mark last year. All right. And it's been on this nice little uptrend trying to get past this $3,560 mark. Okay. And it's been consolidating in a nice little ascending triangle formation ever since. Ever since making this low back in March here, we've been able to connect a trend line and draw it shooting past this resistance mark up into that 37.34 here. All right, and it's been consolidating. We had a false breakout here. This was back in July, and then it fell down back after that earnings report. But we're getting nice consolidation on our weekly candles. And now we just had another false breakout. We fell back below here, and it looks like we're working on getting back above here now with this end of the year rally. So we're following these weekly candles along our trend line, and it looks like we're going to be able to break through finally above this 35.60 resistance point, get up into this area, and maybe even work on this 3,734 mark. So this will be just something to keep an eye on. As you can see, these candles are just starting to consolidate together, and it's really starting to follow this trend line up into this resistance. I mean, we do have, since this is the weekly chart, we do have a lot of time. This goes all the way until October of 2022 here, but you could see it is consolidating and we are looking like it's about to break out here. As you can see, we're starting to push upwards into this triangle here. So be on the lookout, because this stock is lagging behind all of the other FANG names. So I would expect this stock to play catch up here in early 2022 as the other stocks maybe pull back because they have had such large gains over the past year and Amazon hasn't. And as you can see at the bottom of our screen here, look at the MACD here. It is starting to turn, and you can see the gold line is crossing above our blue line. So that's also a buy signal on our weekly chart. You could see when it pulls back, the gold line crosses below and it starts to go down. Now this is starting to flash green. We have our gold line crossing above the blue and it's starting to flash green. So that's also a buy signal there. So it's looking good here. As you can see, it's starting to move into green territory. So keep an eye on that also. We'll switch back over to our daily chart for one last look. And that's about it for this one. All right, if you guys liked the video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and have your notifications on so you don't miss out on any new content here. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time on Chart Stoppers.